What is up, Descendants? Buffalo here. I'm going to go over every single thing you need to know from the dev live stream for Season 3, Episode 2 November update that just happened, finishing right now. I'm actually starting to record this as they're still recording. We're going to go over the Harris trailer, all of her abilities. We're going to go over the new sword, another new weapon, Ancestor modules, the trade system, as well as much more. Make sure you're subscribed. Let's get into it.
Harris's first skill is Crushing Charge. It's a skill that attacks enemies with the exo arms, and it deals stronger damage on the third strike. Second skill is Sight Intrusion, which makes Harris jump and strike enemies. Players can gain a protective barrier proportional to the number of enemies hit, so it's a great skill to consistently use for close combat. Third skill is Designate Danger Zone, and it consumes toxins to deal damage to surrounding enemies, while Harris gains a buff increasing movement speed.
주변에 지속 데미지를 입히는 스킬인데요. 3번 스킬이
Next skill is Waste Disposal. The skill fires lasers from exo arms that deals damage to enemies, and it applies a debuff that makes enemies receive additional damage from melee weapons, and applies a defense boost buff to herself.
해리스는 전체적으로 근접전을 위한 스킬 구성을 가지고 있고
First transcendent module is Focus Supervision. This focuses more on skill buffs, excluding the sword buff from passive skills.
1번 스킬은 레이저를 발사하는 스킬로 변경을 하게 되고요. 그리고 4번 스킬은 독소를 소모하여 지속 방출하는 레이저 빔으로 변경합니다.
So skill 1 is changed to a laser firing skill, and skill 4 is changed to a laser beam that continuously emits poison by consuming toxins. The second transcendent module is Safety Training. This transcendent module grants more protective barrier when using skill 2.
그리고 3번 스킬을 단발성 광역 데미지를 주는 스킬로 바꾸지만 아군에게 보호 방벽을 부여하는 버프 스킬로 전환하는 내용입니다.
So it changes skill 3 into a skill that deals single target area damage, but converts it into a buff skill that grants protective barrier to our allies.
So yeah, Harris is a poison, tech, and fusion descendant. I'm not sure why poison. I assumed she would be non-attribute, but I think they just have too many descendants that are non-attribute, so they made her poison. And yeah, I think there's only, it's just Keelan and Freyna who are poison already, so maybe that's, I don't understand why else they would have made her poison. It also matches with the new tactical rifle we'll show you. That is going to be called Hivemaster, which does poison damage as well. Both Harris and the Hivemaster are both going to be farmable through the new Supermassive dungeon, which is not in the Void Vessel. That was a typo previously, apparently. It is going to be a mission accessed through infiltration operations, and that is how you're going to farm for both Harris and the new Hivemaster tactical rifle.
Hivemaster is a weapon that fires at enemies to attach bugs, and these bugs that have been attached inflict damage to surrounding enemies. So the overall design does have a Vulgus kind of vibe to it. It appears very different from the designs of the previous ultimate weapons. So shooting the enemy will attach the shock bug above the enemy's head, and like after hitting enemies, your target with the shock bug attached, a discharge will activate and dealing damage to surrounding enemies and applying a stun effect. Then, I guess the effect will activate only if the enemy with the shock bug survives.
And now we're going to have them show you the new sword, Hypernova, which is going to be coming through the battle pass. You will not have to farm this, so no more painstaking farming in the Void Vessel. This one is just going to be gained through the battle pass. Let's check this one out.
So Hypernova is a light blade concept weapon. Its normal attack features a 7-hit combo followed by rapid consecutive strikes.
네, 그리고 하이퍼노바의 특수 능력부터 보도록 하겠습니다. 네. 특수 공격은 하이퍼노바를 투척하여서 피해를 입히는 방식인데요. 투척한 위치에 견인 효과를 가지게 됩니다.
So Hypernova's special attack involves throwing the sword to inflict damage, and then when it inflicts damage on the thrown location and a toe effect.
네, 그리고 투척한 위치에 견인 효과와 피해를 부여하고 무기를 회수할 때 이렇게 초신성 효과 폭발로 추가 피해를 입히는 그런 무기입니다.
So while inflicting a toe effect and damage at the throw location, it deals additional damage through a supernova explosion when retrieving the weapon.
There are Ancestors modules. There's not going to be any new slot for them. You can just put them in the place of any one of your other modules for your Descendant. Basically, what they're going to do, you're going to get like a power boost or a skill boost. There's going to be a multiple different things that you can roll here. Then there's going to be a trade-off system where you lose some defense. You can get rolls of 2 things, or you can get rolls of 3 possible new things. And then if you get the more that you roll, so when there's 3 things as opposed to 2, then you're going to get slightly less of each one. So if you want just a bunch of crit damage, then you'd want one with just 2. Also, these are re-rollable. So as you can see here, this is going to be a lot like our other systems in the game of readjusting. You can get different measurements, different bonuses depending on your roll. You're going to need Kuiper shards, gold, and a new material, which is going to be most efficiently farmed from the Axion planes in order to do this. Now, this is the main thing I want to talk about tonight. They introduced one-to-one trading, something I didn't really care about, wasn't that interested in. But apparently what's going on here is that you can only trade for premium currency caliber. You can't trade for gold. You can't trade for other modules. The only thing you can trade for is the premium currency that you have to buy with actual real money. And on top of that, they take a 10% tax every time you trade it. This is one of the most absurdly greedy, gross things I've ever seen in my life. Everybody was spamming L's in the chat. There's no way. I don't know how they think this is even close to okay. But just this is the kind of thing that makes you just not even want to play a game anymore. You just see they're just treating you in this kind of manner of they just want you to just be a pay pig essentially and treat you like dirt. There's no reason we should have to pay real money to trade in the game. Like in games like Diablo 4, you're trading with gold in the game. You're giving that player gold, or like you can trade different materials. Like I could trade a good legendary helmet for a good sword, or yada yada yada. This, they literally said, and I'll play a clip to confirm it for you, they literally said the only thing that you can trade for is caliber.
Yeah, that's correct. Only calibers can be used for trading, and the transaction amount can be set in minimum units of 10 calibers.
You can get the new Ancestor modules or trigger modules. That's the thing that you can get through the trade, but the only way to get it on the other side of the trade is money, real dollars, IRL, hard-earned money. This is gross. This is absurd. Nexon should be ashamed of themselves. I am... I don't even know. I don't have a word for it. I'm astounded at how dumb they are, to be honest. All right, that is going to be it for this video recap of the Season 3 Episode 2 November Update Preview Dev livestream for the first Descendants. I appreciate everybody watching. Just have to say one more time, though, insane L with the trading. What are they thinking? This is so absurd. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate a sub, like, comment, everything truly, truly helps. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs so we can get monetized here on YouTube. Also, I'll be making a guide for Harris and the sword when they come out, so make sure that you're subscribed to see that content and the live streams. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you so much. Peace.